What's up, Pathways Church? Welcome to today's Daily Dose. This is the last one of this week. We're talking about giant faith. I'm super excited to be talking to you. I'm Nathan Purifoy, your worship pastor. Let's jump straight into a story where Jesus heals a lady who's got an issue with blood, but there's something really unique about this healing and a challenge that I want to bring to you guys. In Luke chapter 8, starting at verse 40, it says, "Now when Jesus returned, a crowd welcomed him, for they were all expecting him. Then a man named Jairus, a synagogue leader, came and fell at Jesus' feet, pleading with him to come to his house because his only daughter, of about 12 years old, was dying. As Jesus was on his way, the crowds almost crushed him. So they know that Jesus is on the way to perform a miracle, that he's on the way to do something incredible. And the crowds are getting denser and denser and denser, and they're pressing on Jesus, and they're trying to go where Jesus is going. And I imagine it's incredibly disruptive. It's incredibly uncomfortable. And a woman was there who had been subject to bleeding for 12 years, but nobody could heal her. She came up behind him and touched the edge of his cloak, and immediately her bleeding stopped. 'Who touched me?' Jesus asked. When they all denied it, Peter said, 'Master, the people are crowding and pressing against you.' Like, what do you mean, who touched you? Like, everybody's touching you. You see, it's insane in here. There's touching from every side. I touched you. Are you talking about me? I touched you. And Jesus said, 'No, someone touched me, and I know that power has gone out from me.' Then the woman, seeing that she could not go unnoticed, came trembling and fell at his feet. In the presence of all the people, she told why she had touched him and how she had been instantly healed. In front of all of these people, she told them this embarrassing story about how she'd been bleeding for 12 years, about how she'd seen doctor after doctor. She'd used all of her life savings, and she determined, if I can just touch the hem of your cloak, if I can just touch the tiniest little part of the outermost part of your cloak, of your jacket, then maybe I can be healed. And Jesus said to her, 'Daughter, your faith has healed you. Go in peace.'" That's giant faith. He didn't say to her, "Your desperation has healed you." He didn't say to her, He didn't say to her, "Your evidence of who I am." He didn't say to her, "Your logic." He didn't say to her, he said, "Your faith has healed you." Taking the risk and going through this crowd and fighting her way through while she was sick for years. I imagine she's given up over and over and over again at this point. And the reason, well, for whatever reason, that she mustered up the energy to fight through this crowd to get to Jesus this time, that she finally saw something that was different than everything she tried before. This wasn't the doctors that she'd spent all of her life savings on. This wasn't the people with the home remedies that have been telling her what to do for years. This is her finding a real Savior, somebody who can actually do something, and believing with everything in her that this might be her last chance, but at least she's going to give it everything she can. And she fought through the crowd, and she touched the hem of his garment, and he said, "Your faith has healed you." Now, let me make one challenge. I'm not Jesus, right? That's not very challenging, but you're not Jesus either. And nobody here in this church, in this town, really nobody is Jesus. We're all flawed. We've all sinned. We've all fallen short. We've all made mistakes. We've all forgotten our purpose. We've all lost faith at different points. We've all gotten distracted. None of us are Jesus. But somebody is fighting and clawing through a crowd right now, through all of the noise in the media, through all of society, through all of the struggles that they've had with their family, through all of the illness that they've dealt with in their life, through all of the times they've wanted to give up, through all of their depression. Somebody is fighting as hard as they can to get close to Jesus. Now, I may not be Jesus, but can I at least be the him? Can I be the one that they come in contact with? Can I make myself available for these people that are fighting through the crowd to get close to Jesus so that they can experience something that will come from Jesus? It's not going to come from me when they experience healing. It's not going to come from me when they experience deliverance, when they experience encouragement, when their heart is lifted, when their heart is healed. That's going to come from Jesus, but I might be able to be the him. I might be able to be the thing that they come in contact with that's close enough to Jesus to let him work through me? Can we do that together? Can we be the him? Can we at least be that much where we allow people to come in contact with us and we let Jesus do a work through us for the people that need it most, people that have giant faith? Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us this week on the Daily Dose. I'll see you on Sunday morning.